Well, hello everybody. Time once again for some more Guild Wars 2. As you can see, we're on our proud, pretty little man. We're on silicon dioxides. We're going to be doing some world versus world roaming. And this is going to be another one of my ad hoc impromptu guides to world versus world. And we're going to be going over what exactly it is that a roamer does. So currently I'm on the red team, as you can see. So this, our home borderland is red. Right, there's two other alpine borderlands, so we start in this section and this section. And then EBG, we're in the northern section as well. Now, roamer or solo or small group play in World versus World has a whole bunch of different responsibilities. And the reason I decided to make this video now is I noticed that there was a tag trying to retake our garrison, our keep, that was taken on our home borderland. So one of the things that a roamer does is fills in as an additional roles in a squad or a zerg, even if they're not a member of it, right? So I am not in that tag's squadron, right? But I will assist. I'll show up to help them take down the lore on the inside and possibly even repel. Now, a good roamer is going to scout a little bit, right? They're going to look south, see if any enemies are coming. They're going to keep their eyes on it. You know, they're going to look the other direction. Wherever enemies come from, they're not going to be standing right on top of the tag. There's really no need for that. We're just keeping an eye out on things. It's one of the important aspects of roaming in World versus World in Guild Wars 2 is the communication aspect. So /say obviously says things out loud, right? The people in my general vicinity can see that, right? /M is only on the map. And then if I do /T and then shift up, I can repeat the same thing into team, right? And so it shows that we can put messages just for people on the map and then messages for people in the team. And so we'll help in here, right? Now I have to be really careful on this build because... Ooh, yeah, as you can see, I have no hit points, like, at all. Not really built for anything like this. It's literally a meme build. Pop our third golem here. There we go. So I helped by holding the floor down there in that case. Now I'm going to look to see... Okay, so both of our camps are ours, are good. So we're going to go get our nodes, and then we'll move from there. It's really important as a roamer to make sure that you're mobile and really participating, you know, doing what you can. Otherwise, things like, you know, you might create a queue if you're just kind of hanging out in a map, not doing anything.
More produce to catalog.
So it looks like the tag is going that way, so... Listen, Linda, listen, that's pretty funny. So they're going after Fire Keep. So, here's a good strategy for a roamer, right? We're going to kill a couple of guards at Firekeep so that we can get credit for the take. But we're going to move south and we're going to take the camp, right? Because by the time we get down there, we should have gotten through that RI, that righteous indignation that Lord has that makes them unkillable. And this will work for any objective, be it a camp, be it a tower, be it a keep, be it a garrison, be it stoic ramparts. If you kill any guards while you're there, you will get credit for the take. It looks like somebody has the same idea. We're gonna wrestle all these guys up. Once again, I am on a pure glass cannon build, so I have to be very careful not to overinvest and get myself in a situation where I'm risking my health. My golem, my mech, should be taking the brunt of the attention of the enemies, of these NPCs, right? The other thing I'm doing is I'm putting myself in a position, if enemies show up, I will be able to see them coming and give the tag some notification, right? Now, these aren't pivotal aspects of being a roamer, but they're good things to do as a roamer. Other things you can do is run supplies. So if they're trying to build siege and they don't have the numbers to build the siege by themselves, then what we can do is run, as a roamer, we can run siege for their supplies for them to help them build their siege. I usually don't recommend, if you're a roamer and you're not in the squad, taking any golems they've built unless they have a whole bunch of extras. They're like golem rushing. You know, if they have like, you know, a 10-man party and they've got 12 golems, grab one, obviously. Not that you would know that. Yeah, see, the righteous indignation is gone now, so we should be able to take it. So, what I always recommend as a roamer is to focus on the scouts first, especially if you're like me, you're an assassin build, right? They have a really nasty blind. That one's down, we'll do that one next. What I love about this build is it's literally just sitting back and relaxing. I can do a few things if I need to, but I'm just letting my golems and my mech just kind of beat up on everything. And that's, for me, that's fun. You know, it's cool. This is Surin, who's smart enough to create the things that do the work for him, and that seems really thematically on point. Oh, I'm gonna miss that guy. He was a good golem. Right, so one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a sentry turret right here. And that's going to allow us to know when anybody comes by. And we're going to take this sentry as well. So this is the basic, like the most basic thing you can do as a roamer in World versus World, is literally just take simple things. Make it so the tag doesn't have to worry about, you know, taking camps to resupply the keeps and the towers, you know. We will open the door so they can move more effortlessly. We'll get rid of sentries. We'll place some of our own. If we're defending an objective, I oftentimes will lay down supply removal traps, you know, and painter traps, stuff like that. See, we got credit for the keep. I actually finished our weekly keep just by killing that guard. You know, it seems a little unfair, but it is what it is. I guess you don't get XP from killing all the rest of the stuff in there. So somebody just took out our sentry over here, I believe. So, the other part about being a roamer, especially an assassin build roamer like myself, is hunting down enemy players. So we're always kind of keeping an eye on the minimap up here in the upper right-hand corner. But you have to be mindful, right? Like, you don't always want to just go full bore in. What's a ranger? Eternal Forge Master. I'm not familiar with that title. So, like, for example, I'm going to let him engage, right? I'm going to let him use his abilities. I'm going to let him, you know, go through his rotation. Then I'm going to lock him down and go in for the kill. See? I let... Oop. Kind of fell for that one, didn't I? Ha! A good example of getting in over your britches. One of the... oh my gosh, that was really dumb on my part. And that happens. One of the mobs, that's a great example, right? If you kill a mob that somebody else has hit and they get down, they pop back up. So I actually got myself into a predicament by downing him and then allowed him to pop back up when he had a refresh on his abilities. So that really just kind of screwed me over there. And that happens, you know. But something to be mindful of, right? I should have waited until... or I should have stomped him or something, but I should have waited until that mob he was targeting wasn't so low on health. And that just escaped my mind. I got tunnel visioned on taking out my opponent, which happens, you know. EBG is a really good map for hunting down enemy players. There's going to be a lot of people playing on EBG. Oh gosh, and a lot of good buffs. Let's see here. I cannot read these because they are all... That looks like the sous vide steak, though. Nope. There it is. I was having a really hard time. My eyeballs could not differentiate one between the other. You know, always get your nodes. And the beauty of being a solo roamer is you don't have to join anybody's Discord. You know, you don't have to like really stress about any of that stuff. You can just kind of play the game you want to play. You can even get into duels, and dueling is a long-standing tradition in World versus World. I know there's some people out there that get really upset about the prospect of dueling because I'm not a duelist. There's some people out there that are, and they're quite good. And they can kind of be a pain in the arse of a good Zerg squad because you know, you're out there trying to get stuff done and they're taking out your back line. But that's one of the roles, right? You know, they are experts or they are dedicated to the removal of an individual, of a solo player. So there's a player going over to that sentry. So we'll take another shot at this. We'll see what we got going. Like I said, this is not a legitimate build. This is a meme build. So what do we have here? Okay, Spellbreaker. Look at that. That was a heck of a fight. was a good job on his part. He did a really good job of trying to keep me bound up into combat. But I'm using my golems and my range to, to waylay their attempt there. So that was pretty intense. You can see for this build, if I'm going to be an assassin, it's all about movement. These skills here that keep me away from them, and then saving my rifle 5 to move and get away. Pretty interesting fight. Good example of how things can go right. I'm not really sure he knew what he was playing against, which is fine. It's not every day you come across 3 golems. I'm not gonna lie, like that's pretty rare. So in EBG, right, you can attempt to take enemy camps by yourself. The towers are questionably soloable based upon what your build is. Like, that really is what's going to determine whether or not you can successfully take things. If you're running like an all celestial build, you're probably, with a lot of survivability, you're probably going to be fine. So like, here's a class I'm probably not going to do very well against, right? Daredevil. Yeah, see, Daredevil has a lot of evades and stuff like that, and so he just ran circles around me. Oh, the minstrel. Or as they want us to believe, the troubadour. It's okay. That's definitely a way of calling somebody a bard that's not a bard, but is still a bard. So yeah, just remember, and this is a great reminder for myself, if you're not one of the top percentage of players out there, you're gonna have a tough time. You're gonna die a lot. The people who play World versus World over and over and over again, they're racking up a lot of kills. They are really, really talented at this game, and they're focused on being the best they can be in this game style. Like, I literally know people that this is all they play, is World versus World. It's a couple of them have 10,000 rank, right? And they still just play World versus World. Those are the players that, some people can identify them. I've come across Jen and Valen, once or twice from their website. They're phenomenal players, and they tend to have friends around them too. So just be mindful, be situational awareness, look around. Be mindful of your surroundings and the situation you're in. So I don't know if the Zerg is going to come back this way, but help him out by... Oh gosh. See, situational awareness. Ballista. Right there. I wonder if I can get in there long enough though too. Nope. I don't think I'm going to survive this one. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Two of them closed in on me. Trying to take that sentry point. And got myself murdered. Oh, I don't know what I did there. I opened up a file somehow. I think I accidentally hit the Windows key. Yeah, I don't know what the hotkey is for File Explorer, but I was hitting it somehow. That's pretty funny. But yeah, so there you go. So that's, pretty much the basics of World versus World roaming. There's more to it, of course. There's, if you want to get more advanced, you can look up specific builds. I have a video I recently put out on burst builds, and you can look into how those work in rotations and mastering all those things, and trying to find where you fit. For me, I just really enjoy throwing myself at the enemy endlessly, right? It's a no holds bar game. I'm not losing anything, right? I'm not too worried about, this. I'm not too concerned about that at all. Some people really freak out about that. I really don't care. I'm just playing the game, trying to build legendaries, and trying to finish reward tracks to do so. So that's all I got for this one. It's another short one. Hope you're doing well. We'll see you next time. Appreciate you for all that you are. Continue to be good people. And remember, only you can prevent forest fires.